Hey guys, and welcome to another adventure. And join us for this one as it's part 3 of our 3-part mini-series on the Owyhees. Part 1 was in our home state of Oregon, part 2 was in Idaho, and this will be part 3 in Nevada. The Owyhees is 2.5 million acres that stretch across Oregon, Idaho, and Nevada. That's why we split it into 3 parts, one for each state. That being said, we've only scratched the surface, and there's so much more to explore in this area, and it's quickly becoming one of my favorite areas. We started this trip on Saturday night. After getting off work at 8 p.m., we drove 6 hours to just above the state line of Oregon and Nevada. We camped the first night on Blue Mountain, and then woke up Sunday morning, day 1 of our trip, and started our journey through Nevada. Join us for spectacular views, roads through towering canyons, sagebrush valleys, plateaus. The sights were out of this world. There were lots of wildlife along this trip, and we truly had a wonderful time. When you get out here, you just feel so disconnected. The area is so vast, and there's just nothing out there, and it makes you feel like you're transported in time to when life was slower and more simpler. I hope you enjoyed the video. We enjoyed making it. Please like, follow, and subscribe. We are Adventure the Whole Way on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and TikTok. We hope to see you for the next one. Until then, happy trails. Good morning, guys. It's Will with Adventure the Hallway. We are on our Owyhees Part 3 trip. This is Part 3 of the 3-part miniseries on the Owyhees. It's 3 parts because it crosses into 3 states. We've done our home state of Oregon. We did Idaho, and we're going to be in Nevada this trip. At the moment, we are in Oregon. Got off work at 8 o'clock last night. Drove 6 hours to get here. We're 30 miles up the road from McDermitt, Nevada, and we'll start our off-roading and stuff up there. Got started with a little bit of off-roading last night to get in here. We are on top of Blue Mountain. It's around 8,000 feet. I think it's like 7,900. I put that in on the screen, but looking out this way is Nevada, and you see the Santa Rosa mountain range right there with the snow-capped peaks. And our road, you can't really see it that well from here unless you come over here to the edge, but we got here at like 3:30 a.m. and we drove this little shelf road all the way in. The main road you can see from here. It doesn't look very far, but it was probably 7 or 8 miles off-roading last night. Then back this way we have Steens Mountain, and you can see the edge of the Alvord Desert Playa over there. So we are back in south central Oregon, and we'll be headed into Nevada here shortly. Get everything packed up and get this trip going. It's a 3-day trip, so we got today, Monday, and Tuesday. So come along with us. We're going to see a lot. It's going to be a good time. All right, so we've got camp packed up, and we're going to head out of here. Like I said, it's very shelfy till you get down off of Blue Mountain. Very rocky up here at the top. But this is a wilderness study area, but I also believe there's weather towers here. One last shot of the Steen Mountains right here and the edge of the Alvord Desert Playa. And we go down from here. It was dark when we came up, so these views are pretty awesome. I knew coming up there was a little shelf drop off, but it's not been too bad. We'll get down here and see if we can't get some drone footage while we're coming down and just see what today holds for us. We have made it down off of Blue Mountain, took the Shelf Road all the way down. We're on Highway, I think it's Highway 95. We're probably 25 miles from the Oregon Nevada state line, where we're going to cross over in McDermitt, Nevada. We'll fill up on fuel there, and from there we should be off-roading the rest of the trip pretty much, except for one stretch going down to Elko. We'll be on Highway 225. But we're looking straight at the Santa Rosa Mountains, and they are a very beautiful mountain range. We won't actually be traveling into those. That's a little bit west of where we're wanting to be. So we've got some other locations out that way planned for a trip in the future, but we're gonna make it into Nevada and keep to the east and travel all the way through the Owyhees. Tonight we should be at the South Fork of the Owyhee River Canyon. That's where we're planning on camping tonight. Should have a nice water crossing there, hopefully this time. So stick along and enjoy the trip with us. It's just getting started. Today's day 1 of 3. Alright, we have made it to the dirt. We're currently on Indian Reservation land. We got to go through this a little ways, and then we'll hit National Forest. I aired down the passenger side, educating Kayla here on airing the tires down. What you think?
It's been a good trip so far. I'm ready for more dirt roads.
Are you going to be the new official tire deflator?
I don't know. I think this should be your job.
Everything's my job. Sit. Spin. Yeah. Send it. Send it. Oh, you about to took me out, Ziva.
Hi guys. I said, did you see that?
All right, guys. We are at the tri-state line, Oregon, Idaho, Nevada. Everything that way is Nevada. Everything that way is Idaho. Besides Oregon. This geological marker and plaque and monument right here was, I'll just read the plaque to you so I don't mess it up. This monument marks the point established by Daniel Majors, U.S. astronomer and surveyor, in December 1867 on the 42nd parallel north. As determined from numerous observations of the stars for latitude, this point is 124 miles, 17 chains, and 2 links distance south of the initial point, which was determined at the position. What? Hang on. I read that wrong. It's a very worn out plaque. Let me start over here. 124 miles, 17 chains, and 2 links distance south of the initial point, which was determined at the confluence of the Owyhee River with the Snake River. This position identifies the southwest corner of Idaho, the southeast corner of Oregon, and the north boundary of Nevada. Messed that up a little bit, but you get it. So it's very nice. You got Idaho, Oregon, Nevada. It's a very nice little monument, and it was super awesome ride out here. When we did our Idaho Owyhees trip, we actually planned to camp about 10 miles that way and come to this monument, but it was pre-lift and we weren't able to cross at Cherry Stem Crossing, so we made it this trip. From here, we're going to continue down the state line road 4 ways, and then we'll break off and go back down into Nevada, and we'll be crossing the South Fork of the Owyhee River in Nevada later today and camping on the other side down in the canyon, and if everything goes to plan. This area is so beautiful. It's so vast. You know, at first glance you look at it, oh, it's just nothing but rolling fields of brush and, you know, sagebrush and what's there to see, but there's a lot to see. There's snow-capped mountains all around Nevada. You could see back to the Owyhee Mountains in Idaho a little while ago. We've seen a couple pronghorn antelope. We've seen some wild horses. This is just an amazing area. The Owyhees I didn't even know about 6 months ago, and now we've been to all 3 states. Well, there's a lot more to see, but we've at least done 1 trip in all 3 states now, and I don't think we're done with it. It's a really awesome place. You should come check it out. While I have your attention, Chassis Unlimited, we got the front and rear bumpers for the Jeep. I love them. They're really high quality. It's American-made stuff, made in Tracy, California. They make bumpers and aftermarket parts for all makes and models. So if you're looking for anything, check them out. If you find something you like, use code WHOLEWAY10 off at checkout. Save yourself 10%. We're gonna get down the road. What's up, guys? So we have made it down to the canyon and the water crossing here, and doesn't look like it's really been used in a while, but it's pretty shallow. It's not solid rock bottom, but shouldn't be no problem to cross through. But we have flown the drone down the other side to where we were camping tonight, and it's kind of overgrown, and we're not gonna camp there, so not really seeing a reason to cross it and risk getting stuck. That side over there is a little bit deeper than this side, and like I said, there's just no rock over there. I don't think it'd be an issue, but with that not being our campsite for tonight, I think we're just gonna roll back up at the top. You had a beautiful view of all the mountains, and then there's another flat spot. We could camp right on the river over here. So simply because we don't want that camp spot that's overgrown, I'm not gonna go across it. I know we can make it though. We've done several water crossings already today, so we're just gonna find camp before it gets dark. What you think about that?
Yeah, I'm hungry. Time for burgers.
Burgers. All right, guys, we have picked camp for the night. We came up from the river crossing. This looks like it might be a boat launch where people park their trailers and stuff, but it's nice and flat. We're zeroed out on our level. Over here, we got a little bit of the Bull Run mountain range. And then back this way, sun setting behind the canyon there. And then straight up above us, we got the crescent moon. I think the dogs like this spot. Marcy's got lots of room to play ball. Ziva's running around getting all the dust off of her from the ride. So we're gonna finish getting everything set up. And break my glasses? No. We're gonna finish getting everything set up. We're gonna get dinner going, get the fire pit going tonight, and yeah, we'll see where the night takes us. Might do another video. If not, we'll see you in the morning. All right, guys, I don't have my mic on right now, so it might be a little bit windy, but we got cheeseburgers with egg made with ground sirloin. We got suddenly salad, pasta salad, classic. It's dinner time. The dogs have ate. That's it for us tonight. We're just eating dinner, gonna chill right here by the fire for a little bit, and then we'll see y'all in the morning. Good morning from the North Fork of the Owyhee River Canyon. Got the bull run still down in the canyon. We're getting some sausage and pancakes going, and then we're gonna hit the road and drive south through Nevada through a lot of the Owyhees today. Today we'll be at some reservoirs. We're gonna check out some old ranches, an old stage stop. So we got a lot planned for today. A lot of miles to cover. Ultimately today we're gonna end up in Elko to refuel, and then we're gonna be camping at a certain reservoir this evening. So should be a good day. A lot of good sights, but first breakfast, packing everything up, and then we'll be on the road. All right, guys, everything's packed up. The pancakes and sausage were delicious. We're now headed southeast a little bit. I've said it a couple times, that's the bull runs. We're headed that way. We're gonna ride quite a ways through the sagebrush. I don't know, just the sagebrush desert, plateaus, I don't know. But we got a good ways to go. A couple spots to check out, some historic value to it. But here in a little while, we will be in Elko refueling and headed back to our campsite tonight, which from here is probably 100 miles through just sagebrush like this. So we should ride alongside the Owyhee Canyon for a little while. Might get the drone up and get a view of it from up above, and we'll see what we find today.
Nomad, it seems, had scattered his dreams to the north, south, and west, but none to the east. Much traveling was done and rending of bone. He broke up the bike, but he made it back home. And the one thing about him that you should know, the road that was calling was his true abode, and he could not believe all the things he had seen while he was going nowhere. Started and then there was none. These words that I've written are what they've become. Now go take some pictures, cause it's useless, you'll see. Without you find buggers and that old ADV. And we'll ride across deserts and we'll ride through storms, drink ice up our eyeballs and go ride some more. And we cannot believe all the things we have seen while we are going nowhere.
Alright guys, we're driving down from the canyon on BLM land. This one little section is private land, but this old homestead's here. Stop and get a view of it real quick along the canyon wall here. This one little square right here that's all fenced in is private land, but clearly people have been going up in there. And there's a big fire ring on this backside. But these old stone houses, they're so cool. Wind's picked up quite a bit. But yeah, just wanted to walk around the little house here. It's a 2-story. It's hard to fathom people building these by hand. Looks really dry, but every now and then we hit a big mud patch. Sling it all up on my window here. Alright, we continue. Alright, we're rolling down the road headed towards Winter's Ranch. This here is private property, I believe. It's part of the Nevada Gold Mine Company, but there's 3 different distinct little buildings right here. Oh, let's see if I can get up to it here. So, looks like one big perimeter wall right here. Then you got a little small building here. And that's the one that caught my eye. It's a much bigger building with the mountains. It's just about warm enough. Snakes will be out. So. Trying to watch for rattlesnakes. So there's the wall of one little building. This big perimeter wall or building. Up there. So this one looks like just a small little 4-wall house. Had a little roof. That's the fireplace and chimney there. Sorry. Yeah, that was the chimney and fireplace there. So I assume the miners lived here. Onyx says this land belongs to Nevada Gold Mines LLC. Not gonna disturb anything, but these old structures are super cool. made it to Winter's Ranch. This the remains of the old ranch. Kind of looks a lot like Wickahoney from our trip to the Owyhees in Idaho. So this place was built, let me step up on the front steps here. This place was built by Theodore Winters. He made a lot of money in the gold mines, and then the money he made from that, he purchased the land here. It turned out to be like a 6,000 acre tract of land. In 1864, he built this residence, and he raised and raced thoroughbreds here. One of them being the infamous horse Norfolk. And I read somewhere that that horse is where the name for the railroad came from, Norfolk Southern. But it was built in 1864. I don't remember when he left. If I can find that, I'll figure out the last time it was lived in. But it was added to the National Registry of Historic Places in 1974. And we're just gonna walk through a little bit and take a peek. Yeah, I'll take it. So this would be one room. And then this room looks like it was down lower. And then it's got this little walled in area. I don't know what that was over there. Looks like maybe you entered from right there. Maybe it was a exterior entry point. There's another building back there that's fallen in. I'm not sure what that one was. And then that should be the two-person outhouse over there. But you got some barbed wire fencing and old mattress springs down in here. But these super old buildings, I don't know why, but to me they're really cool. Look in this other door here. Drops much lower. And then now you can kind of see, I don't know, maybe that was just a storage area. Could have been a floor over the top of it, and it'd be like a cellar. Because there's a hole right here and looks like steps. So my guess is this was covered. And then I put the name of the river. I can't think of it right now, but it run right through. And had a pretty sweet setup. Riding in here, we saw pronghorn antelope, and we saw a big gray wolf. It's just a beautiful area. I don't think I'm going to walk all the way back there to those ruins. Like I said, this was the main residence from what I could find. Maybe that was it's kind of large, maybe that was a stable, I'm not sure. But it's warm enough that very likely to encounter a rattlesnake through here. So I'm good just checking it out from here. We're gonna let the dogs out in a minute, let them stretch their legs in this open grassy area. And from here we're going to Elko to get fuel. And then from there we're going to Wilson Reservoir. That's where we're gonna camp tonight. But there's also an old cabin at Wilson Reservoir that I want to check out as well, sitting right on the water. We should be camped straight across from it. Alright, so we've been riding down 226 over to 225. We're like 24 miles outside of Elko. This building with the blue roof right here, it's private property. Somebody actually lives in it full time now, but we're gonna ride by it real slow here. You can see the old stone front of it and everything. When we did our Idaho trip, we stayed at Wickahoney Stage Stop. This was a massive stage stop back in the day. Nothing points to a single stage stop being what shut down Wickahoney, but this one played a big part, I believe, because Wickahoney ran. It was a stage stop between the Elko and Mountain Home, Idaho miners, and this one's right on the route. So I feel like it played a big part, but eventually Wickahoney was subplanted and it lost its prominence. But that was definitely one of the stops from back in the day. Now it's called Dinner Station, but the old names of it were Oldham Station and Wyland Station. So it's been around since, I think that one said it was built in like 1860 maybe. I'll fact check that and put the date on screen for you. But as far as historical, I think that's the last stop we have with any historical prominence for this trip. But it's pretty cool. Just we stayed at one, and then that one obviously we can't stay at. But to see how mail got around and just how supplies made it through back in the day, because it's so vast and remote out here. But it's beautiful country. But it's a tough way of life, and I can't imagine how tough it was back then before roads and things like that. So it's a testament to people and the toughness of them getting the job done from point A to point B. But now we're going to ride another 20 miles or so, fill up on gas, and we'll turn around and come right back this way, head to Wilson Reservoir for the night. So we'll see you at the reservoir. What is up, guys? It's been a good day. Beautiful ride. We are here at Wilson Reservoir. If you look over here, our view is nothing but mountains, a little bit of snow. Got the reservoir. Straight across is an old cabin. It doesn't really, from the looks of it, it doesn't look like it's safe to go in, but we're gonna go over and check that out in the morning. But for now, gonna be getting some baked beans, some mashed potatoes, and some steaks going on the griddle over here. It's gonna be venison steaks from the buck I harvested last year in Oregon. And I'm really excited about dinner, but I'm really excited about this campsite. We watched the sun go down. Now we're in that last bit of daylight before dark, kind of dusky. But the sun should come up right above the snow cap on that mountain over there in the morning. So I'm really excited to see how that looks and just spend the night here, spend the morning, have breakfast. I think it's going to be real pretty. And then this is day 2. Tomorrow's day 3, last day of the trip. That always sucks, but it's been a good one. And we're going to have some more good stuff tomorrow. We're going to ride through the mountains. So this is the Bull Run Mountains. We'll be riding through that tomorrow, mapping some roads. The camp spot from this morning, I was saying we were at the Bull Runs, but that was not actually the Bull Runs we were looking at from the camp last night. It was I think it was the top of the Jarbidge Mountains. But this, in fact, is the Bull Runs. And I'm happy to be here. I'm glad you're here. We're going to cook some food. I'll show you a picture of my plate, make you hungry, and then we're going to relax for a little bit. So, see you shortly. All right, guys. We had dinner. I put a picture of our plates in. And now we're just sitting around the fire pit. You can still see silhouette of the mountains out there. The stars are pretty bright out here. So we're gonna sit around for a bit and go to bed. We'll see you in the morning. guys. It's Tuesday. This is day 3 of our 3-day trip. Woke up with sunrise around 7 here at the lake. Could hear the geese and birds out there all night. There's several little patches of them, but this is a really nice camp spot. Flew the drone a little this morning, flew over to that cabin again. It's pretty cool. And now Kaylee's on breakfast duty this morning. What are we having? Bacon, egg, and cheese sandwiches and coffee for the win. And then we'll get this day going. All right, we've made it around to the cabin. It's really windy. It's a pretty cool log cabin. It's pretty old. We'll see how these first couple steps feel for the balcony, but it's pretty solid. Looks like it was just a little 2-room cabin. In its day, though, yeah, I could see me having coffee right here every morning. I mean, this is a heck of a view. When the water's all the way up, I think it comes up under the balcony right here. Reservoir is kind of low. Super windy, but you got the view of the mountains and the reservoir. I don't know who owns it, but I'll take it. Give it a little bit of TLC and good to go. It's actually a 2-story. So it looks like the bedroom was upstairs, living room right here, a kitchen. Pretty ratty, but in its day, I'm sure this was a heck of a place to live. I'm not gonna walk all through there, but there's your stairs. I assume the bedroom's up top. Then you got kitchen, living room, little furnace. Yep. Looks like it's probably supposed to be locked. And the piece just came off right there, so we're not gonna go in it. We're gonna leave the illusion that it's dummy locked. But man, at the view from this place. Alright, so we have left the Wilson Reservoir area and now we are climbing upwards. We're headed deep into the Bull Run mountain range. We're gonna map a 20-mile loop. Big rut right there. We're gonna map a 20-mile loop on the it looks like it goes up to the summit of some of the mountains, so should be very scenic. It's pretty. Right now we're riding between the mountains, but like I said, I think here in a minute we'll be up on top of them, so come along with us. We're in search of some amazing views and hopefully we're gonna find them up here. Get a minute here. Alright guys, so we finished our itinerary for Nevada. We're headed back home. We're passing through Idaho, and instead of riding the interstate all the way, we've doubled back over to the Owyhee Uplands Backcountry Byway. Runs from Grandview, Idaho over to Jordan Valley. We're going to take that and map it, and then we got less interstate drive if we do it that way. Real quick, sandwich and some chips, and then we're going to be on our way, headed up through the Owyhee Mountains again. It's a beautiful scenic drive, just an easy gravel road most of the way. A couple sections have some deep potholes and stuff, but it's pretty easy, so we're just going to take that and enjoy the sights the rest of the way. Alright, so that's the 104-mile Owyhee Uplands Backcountry Byway. We are here in Jordan Valley, fueling up. We are airing up. It's 8:30 at night. Got about 6 hours home, so looking like 2:30, 3 o'clock arrival time home, and work at 4 a.m. It's been a good trip, but this one's coming to an end. Hope you enjoyed the video. Like, follow, subscribe. Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and TikTok. Adventured the whole way. Covered a lot of ground, saw a lot of stuff, and yeah, that's part 3 of the 3-part mini-series on the Owyhees. Doesn't mean we're only going to go 3 times. There's a whole lot more for us to do, but that's just 3 trips and 1 in each of the 3 states it covers. So not sure where we'll be next weekend. Probably do a little bit easier trip next weekend. We'll only have 2 days. Probably hang out closer to the house, but we'll see you on the next adventure. Tune in.